2023 has surprisingly been a pretty good year for video game releases, and we're only 4 months in. Now, this is going to be my year in video games or year in gaming review of 2023 so far. And I have 5 games that I want to talk about. Now, this is probably going to differentiate from your opinion and probably some of the opinions on the Seoul Dojo staff. I'm pretty sure Voltaire Slapadelic, he's going to really lean in on the remakes of Resident Evil and Dead Space because those games look amazing. I need to get around to the Dead Space remake at some point. But these are the 5 games I played this year that have came out this year that I really enjoyed, and one or two of them, maybe even 3 of them, could end up on maybe of a game of the year kind of list. But so far, like I said, year in gaming 2023 so far. Let's jump into it. The first game we're going to talk about has been dripped in loads of controversy, and I just hope it doesn't necessarily offend anybody when I talk about it, because I do not agree with anything that J.K. Rowling has to say, but it is Hogwarts Legacy. Now, to me, Hogwarts Legacy is probably one of the better games to come out this year so far. It's basically an RPG with a Harry Potter theme, Harry Potter wallpaper thrown on it. Like, that could be a negative, but it's really a positive because the developers were really true to how the Harry Potter and the Wizarding world is. Now, like I said, this game has a lot of RPG elements. There's so much, upgrading. There's so much collecting. The game kind of takes its time to open up everything to you. It doesn't just throw everything at you, because in games like this where they have Hogwarts itself and then the open world, it can be very overwhelming to a lot of players. But this game slowly opens up everything to you when it comes to the room requirements, when it comes to taming beasts, when it comes to potions, how the whole game is and everything that's in it. It just unravels it slowly for you. Now, some people can see that as a negative. I see it very much as a positive, because I don't think that not everybody that's going to play this game is going to be a hardcore gamer. So I think the game does take its pace at a very slow pace, and it takes its time, and I think that's really good. I think it's positive for the game. Now, what I really like about Hogwarts Legacy is the combat. I think the combat is a mixture between the Batman Arkham games and the newer Spider-Man games. It has that fluidity, it has that glossiness to it. It just really reminds me, and it's very reminiscent of those kind of games. Now, they have different skills that you can add in and kind of create your own combat style a little bit, your own, I guess you would say, combos with some of the spells and how you can combine them together, and it can come off with some really cool combos, and I really like that. Like I said, the game has loads of collecting. There's loads of other activities that you can do in the game. Sadly, there isn't any Quidditch in it, but that's okay. I think even with the absence of Quidditch in it, it is still a very good RPG with loads of exploring, loads of things to see. And to me, Hogwarts Legacy is definitely one of the better games to come out in 2023. The next game we're talking about is 2023's biggest surprise, and it's Hi-Fi Rush. Now, Hi-Fi Rush has this shell-shaded graphics look to it, this Saturday mornings kind of vibe, Saturday mornings cartoon kind of vibe to it, which I really do like. And it's a rhythm action adventure game. It's very linear. It doesn't overdo anything. It's just very linear, and it's a game that's really been created for just about anybody. Now, we did a first impression on it here on the Seoul Dojo. Well, Voltaire Slapadelic did, and he did have some gripes with the game. I do disagree with some, but I also agree with some of the things that he was saying. It is kind of counterintuitive how it over explains a lot of the gameplay mechanics, but at the same time, how I look at this game is the look of it and what the game is. So the game definitely was intended for all audiences, and not everybody's going to be a big gamer like us, like probably you that's watching. So Hi-Fi Rush just kind of makes sure that it compensates or overcompensates for the explanation, and just try to get everybody involved and everybody on the same page as you play this game. Now, the game in general is really good. It's a rhythm-based game, and everything in the world is bouncing to one beat, and that helps you a lot in combat, because if you attack on beat, then you get more of your attacks are stronger, and you can do more moves. So that makes the game very unique. The game also has like this particular style and this particular comedic style that is very easy to just get enthralled in and just really get thrown into and really enjoy. Hi-Fi Rush has a really cool character about it and lightness about it. I really like that. I like how you're just fighting and the cat is just out of nowhere like, whoa, let's fight, let's get it on. And then, you know, the main character is just like, hey, there's more enemies, dude, like, let's fight. I think it's that really cool light humor that makes the game just really unique to me. I really like that. I know that was one thing that Voltaire kind of griped about, but I really like it for the way the game is, what the game is intending to give you, the type of experience that the game is trying to give you. I think that those little moments really work, and they're impactful for the type of game that it is. I think one thing that Voltaire was talking about that I do agree with is like the two main characters are just kind of mad at each other for no reason, or they're just snarky with each other for no reason. But I feel like that's Saturday morning cartoon stuff, right? Like the two main characters just gotta have it out for each other. But as it progresses, as everything progresses through the story, they do start to come together, and you can kind of see that. But I don't really hold the game too much to its story as much as its mechanics. I think the mechanics in the game and how fun the game is, and how the levels are kind of diverse, and how different the game throws like different obstacles and things like that at you. I really like that, because a lot of games can just be very linear and just kind of have that consistency of one thing that you're doing, or like everything in every level is just the same basically. But Hi-Fi Rush overall to me is a really good game. It's a big surprise that came out this year. I think that Xbox just wanted to throw it out there, no expectation, nobody really knowing about it, and I think they hit it out of the park, and it kind of makes people and other developers say, hey, we can do a shadow drop, and everybody just ends up loving the game because there's no pre-expectation of it. So Hi-Fi Rush definitely hit it out the park with that, and this is why it's one of the better games that I played in 2023. Next game is the first sports game. There's actually two. Big surprise, big spoiler. There's actually two sports games on here that have made this list. Now, one of them is WWE 2K23. Now, I've talked about this game already on here. The first impressions, you can check it out here on the channel. I really like this game. Now, the reason why I really like this game is because I haven't played a WWE game in 10 years, which I will explain. I explain a little bit in the video, but I was thrown everything that was new, that was old, that was whatever when it comes to WWE games. Everything that 2K has been working on for the last couple of years, I was thrown that immediately. All that was thrown in my face right when I turned on and started playing this game. Now, to me, this is the smoothest WWE game gameplay wise that I have seen ever. It is just so smooth. WWE games tend to have a little bit of a botchiness, or like a weirdness when it comes to animation sometimes, when the game doesn't really know what it wants to do, or there's like conflicting animations that are going on against two wrestlers. One wrestler is doing an action and the other one's doing a different type of action. It kind of figures itself out to make it look very smooth, and I think that the gameplay is this is the best gameplay of a WWE game, period. I think it's amazing, and the game just looks so good. Definitely one of the best and better looking WWE games. Another thing that I really like about this game, actually there's two things that I absolutely love about WWE 2K23. One, it's the crowd reaction and the atmosphere of matches. Now, when big moves are being pulled off, the crowds are reacting to it, and when, I don't know, the game has this weird way of like kind of conjuring build up when the match is coming to its conclusion and the crowd are just really getting into it. It's so good, and it sounds so authentic, and I really like that about this game. I really like crowd reaction and just authenticity in terms of like atmosphere. Like FIFA does this really well, but WWE 2K23 really sells it really well, and it's one of the things that I really like about this game. The second thing is the creation suite is definitely one of the better creation suites or creation features in sports gaming. Now, their other game, 2K's other game, NBA 2K, has a really good one too, but WWE just takes it to a whole new level. I mean, it's to the point you can create your own screen pose, and you can change your fingers how they look, and you can change just how your eyes look when you're in the menus, and when you're in the menus, your menu pose, I should say, when you have your menu pose and stuff like that. It's just, you can do anything. You can do anything, customize anything, and I think there's just so many hours to lose in just creation alone. Also, universe mode is the creation suite definitely complements universe mode, because you can create anything in universe mode, and universe mode is just the biggest WWE sandbox, and it's awesome. The My Rise mode, I do like My Rise. I think the lock storyline is just something that you would see on regular WWE programming. The type of writing, the type of scenario, it's just so WWE like, and I do like My Rise in that aspect, but after a while I get tired of My Rise. After a while I'd rather do universe mode or something else. So, but like I said, WWE 2K23 is one of the better WWE games that I played in a very long time, and I haven't played one in a very long time, so that's why it's made my list. Our second sports game on this list is EA Sports PGA Tour. Yeah, I already know you guys are like, a golf game? Yeah, look, I haven't really played any golf games like that, but this is one of the cooler ones. Now, a lot of outlets have kind of really gotten to this game. They really dragged this game through the mud and said it isn't that good. I really do disagree with that. I think this game is really good. Now, it doesn't have the same creation feature as its counterpart, which is PGA Tour 2K23. It doesn't have the same customizations with characters and stuff like that, but what this game does have is very realistic ball physics and a good simulation in terms of how the game of golf is in real life. And I think that the ball physics are great. I think the putting is very freaking frustrating, and it's hard to get a hold of it, and I think it is a little inconsistent here and there, but I feel like that's kind of what golf is, in terms of putting and everything. It's a very finesse type sport. It takes a lot of practice and stuff like that, but this game has, like I said, the ball physics are just amazing. The presentation in this game is absolutely amazing. I think it's just a really good way to revitalize this series in terms of EA Sports PGA Tour. It's really good. They really nailed a lot of the aspects, even though there is like the customization, the player customization is just weak, but I'm not gonna hold it too hot. Like, I'm not gonna hold it hostage for that. It's weak. You can't really change the skin color. I don't know why you can't do it in creating a golfer, but it's just ridiculous. It's weird. Last but not least, this final game isn't even a full game yet, but I played the beta and it is so good. Diablo 4, and it is the beta version, of course, like I said. Diablo 4 is shaping up to be not only just a great game for this list, but one of the best games to come out in 2023. Now, like I said, I know the game isn't completely out, but what we've shown, the little bite-sized piece that we got of this game so far, it is so damn good. This game has, of course, the big RPG dungeon crawler vibe to it, but it has these small MMO vibes, these small MMO features where you have these world events and you can see other players and you can fight big dragons together. It's freaking awesome. It's just, all of it is awesome in all of its entirety. Now, of course, you have, in the beta, we had a few different classes to work with. I worked with the Necromancer, where you have corpse explosion. I love corpse explosion, even on Diablo 3, where you just explode corpses and it's just bananas, a whole bunch of stuff going on. This game is definitely taking a darker route than from Diablo 3. Diablo 3 kind of had that more cartoony look to it, but this one definitely is more of like a darker path. It's definitely more of like a darker theme to it, and I really like that about the story. Now, this is why I've always said that like Breath of the Wild is one of the most influential games of the last couple of years, because this game does kind of take that kind of style where you get to a point in the story where the game just opens up. It says, yeah, you can do anything. You can go anywhere. You can go over here, you can go over there, and you can do anything that you want. You can go through the story however you want, and I really like that. I think it's going to create a unique experience to the players that want to go in any direction in the world, and we got a little sense of that in this beta. We got a little sense of that because as soon as you get to a certain point, the game opens up and you're able to go in anywhere in Sanctuary. Of course, we were stuck in the Fractured Peaks of this beta, but it was still big, and the Fractured Peaks did have like a diverse landscape, so it just seems like it's going to be a big jump from Diablo 3, and this game is going to have a lot with it, and a lot of people are going to sink a lot of time into it. Not only is this game on this list because the beta was just that good, but I think that Diablo 4 is going to be one of the best games in 2023, even when the year is up. Those are the 5 games that I love that have come out this year in 2023. Get in the comments and let me know if you guys have 5 games that you absolutely love. Remember, they do have to have came out this year. My name is Curtis with the Seoul Dojo Gaming Channel. You can follow me on Twitter at Cali from the Dojo, and make sure you guys jump into our Discord where we're talking about all types of video game topics, and I'll check you guys later. All right, peace.
Get your point across, get your point across. Get your point across, get your point across.